Life is complex, so is our mental health. It cannot be understood by diagnosis alone. Our philosophy is treat the person, not the mental illness.
Prior to using this hypnotic script, it is very important for you to know that you should not be doing this while driving a vehicle or anything else that requires you to be awake and alert, as this could be very dangerous. Be in a place in which you can just fully let go, relax, and participate in that full hypnotic experience. Today we're going to work on one of the trauma responses that you have experienced. Now you may recall that trauma is not what happened to you, it's the changes that occurred inside you. One of the changes that has happened is your relationship to anger has changed. Anger is not a bad thing, but sometimes it makes us do bad things. Having that in mind, we want to change your relationship back to a healthy relationship with anger. Anger does some very important things for us. Anger creates a boundary to the outside so that it protects us from things that would hurt us. For people that have had a trauma experience, often they feel like they need to protect themselves. And they end up protecting themselves from the wrong people. Now I'm going to give you some information before we start into the hypnosis. To understand what's happening for your anger right now, we're going to use something called the anger arousal cycle. Now, anger arousal is normal. The trouble is that for some people, it becomes damaging to the relationships around them. And then they hold guilt and shame. What happens when we start to become angry is that our fight-flight response is activated and we choose fight. At the same point in time when that fight-flight is activated, our ability to think and our judgment diminishes because the blood moves away from our brain, where our cognition is, and moves into the automatic parts of our body that's controlled by an older part of our brain. And so then we don't lose control because our brain is still in control, but we lose our judgment, and so we don't make very good decisions. And so what we want to do is we want to actually have a chance to settle that anger arousal process. So what we're going to do today is we're going to get you into a place of deep relaxation. Hopefully we'll be able to activate a response in you that is a dreamlike state. We don't always get there, and that's actually fine. If we do get there, then what we'll do is we'll end up after processing what happened for you. We're going to go down a set of stairs. And when we get there, we're going to get to a place. And this place is going to have a door with a lock, because for a lot of people who find that their anger is destructive, they lock it up. And when the anger arousal cycle starts, it gets so big that the anger just bursts free from that container. And so what we want to do is we want to be able to link up your judgment again with your body so that anger knows that it doesn't need to defend you in the same way that it has been. So, let us begin. Would you like to feel more comfortable than you do right now? I'd I'd like to talk to you for a moment to see if you can be more comfortable and relaxed than you are right now. And that what you might expect that you may be able to be. I'm quite sure that it will seem to you that I have done really nothing, that nothing has happened at all. You may feel a bit more relaxed in a moment, but I doubt that you'll notice any other changes. I'd like you to notice, though, if you're surprised by anything else that you might notice. Okay then. Really, the best way to begin to feel more comfortable is to just begin by sitting as comfortably as you can right now. Just go ahead. Adjust yourself to the most comfortable position that you'd like. That's fine. Now, I'd like you to notice how much more comfortable you can feel by just taking one very big, satisfying, deep breath. Go ahead. A big, deep, satisfying breath. That's fine. You may already notice how good that feels, how warm your neck and shoulders can feel. Now then, I'd like you to take 4 more very deep, very comfortable breaths. And as you exhale, just notice how comfortable your shoulders can become. And notice how comfortable your eyes can feel when they close. And when they close, just let them stay closed. That's right. Just notice them. And notice too how when you exhale, you can just feel that relaxation beginning to sink in. Good. That's fine. Now as you continue breathing comfortably and deeply and rhythmically, all I'd like you to do is picture in your mind, just imagine a staircase, any kind you'd like, with 20 steps on the staircase, and you at the top. Now, you don't need to see all 20 steps at once. You can see any or all of the staircase any way you like, and that's fine. Just notice yourself at the top of the staircase and the step that you're on, and any others that you like. However you see it is just fine. Now in a moment, but not yet, I'm going to begin to count out loud from 1 to 20. As you may already have guessed, as I count each number, I'd like you to take a step down the staircase. See yourself stepping down. Feel yourself stepping down 1 step for each number that I count. And all you need to do is notice. Just notice how much more comfortable and relaxed that you can feel at each step as you go down the staircase. 1 step for each number that I count. The larger the number, the farther down the staircase. The farther down the staircase, the more comfortable you can feel. One step for each number. All right. You can begin to get ready. Now I'm going to begin. 1 step down the staircase. 2 steps down the staircase. That's fine. 3 steps down the staircase, and maybe you're already noticing how much more relaxed you can feel. I wonder if there are places in your body that feel more relaxed than others. Perhaps your shoulders feel more relaxed than your neck. Perhaps your legs feel more relaxed than your arms. I don't know, and it really doesn't matter. All that matters is that you feel comfortable, that's all. 4 steps down the staircase, perhaps feeling already places in your body beginning to relax. I wonder if the deep, relaxing, restful heaviness in your forehead is already beginning to spread and flow down across your eyes, down across your face, into your mouth and jaw, down through your neck, deep, restful, heavy. 5 steps down the staircase, a quarter of the way down, and already beginning perhaps really to enjoy your relaxation and comfort. 6 steps down the staircase, perhaps beginning to notice that all the sounds which were distracting become less so. That all the sounds you can hear become a part of your experience of comfort and relaxation. Anything you can notice becomes a part of your experience of comfort and relaxation. 7 steps down the staircase. That's fine. Perhaps noticing the heavy, restful, comfortably relaxing feeling spread down into your shoulders and into your arms. I wonder if you notice that one arm feels heavier than your other. Perhaps your right arm is heavier than your left. Perhaps your left arm is heavier than your right. I don't know, and it really doesn't matter. Just letting yourself become more and more aware of that comfortable heaviness. Or is it a feeling of lightness? I really don't know, and it really doesn't matter. 8 steps down the staircase, perhaps noticing even as you relax, your heart seems to beat much faster and harder than you might have expected. Perhaps noticing the tingling in your fingers. Perhaps wondering about the fluttering of your heavy eyelids. 9 steps down the staircase, breathing comfortably, slowly, and deeply restful, noticing that heaviness really beginning to sink in as you continue to notice the pleasant, restful, comfortable relaxation just spread through your body. 10 steps down the staircase, halfway to the bottom of the staircase, wondering perhaps what might be happening. Perhaps wondering if anything is happening at all. And yet knowing that it really doesn't matter. Feeling so pleasantly restful, just continuing to notice the growing, spreading, comfortable relaxation. 11 steps down the staircase, noticing that as you feel increasingly heavy, more and more comfortable, there's nothing to bother you, nothing to disturb you. As you become deeper and deeper relaxed. 12 steps down the staircase. I wonder if you notice how easily you can hear the sound of my voice, how easily you can understand the words I say with nothing to bother, nothing to disturb. 13 steps down the staircase, feeling more and more the real enjoyment of this relaxation and comfort. 14 steps down the staircase, noticing perhaps the sinking, restful pleasantness as your body seems to just sink down deeper and deeper into the chair with nothing to bother, nothing to disturb, as though the chair holds you comfortably and warmly. 15 steps down the staircase, 3/4 of the way down the staircase, deeper and deeper relaxed, absolutely nothing to do at all, but just enjoy yourself. 16 steps down the staircase, wondering perhaps what to experience at the bottom of the staircase, and yet knowing how much more ready you are to feel and become more and more relaxed, more and more comfortable with nothing to bother, nothing to disturb. 17 steps down the staircase, closer and closer to the bottom of the staircase, perhaps feeling your heart beating harder and harder, perhaps feeling the heaviness in your arms and legs, becoming even more clearly comfortable, knowing that nothing really matters except your enjoyment of your experience of comfortable relaxation with nothing to bother, nothing to disturb. 18 steps down the staircase, almost at the bottom, with nothing to bother, nothing to disturb, as you continue to go deeper and deeper relaxed, heavy, comfortable, restful. 19 steps down the staircase, almost at the bottom of the staircase. Nothing to bother, nothing to disturb you, as you continue to feel more and more comfortable, more and more rested, more and more comfortable, just nothing. And now, 20, the bottom of the staircase. Deeply, deeply relaxed, deeper with every breath you take, as I talk to you for a moment about what we're going to do. So you find yourself at the bottom of the staircase. I want you to look around so that you can have a sense of where you are. Notice everything. What you can smell. Anything you can feel with your skin. Taste. Hear. And then in this location, this is the place where anger has been locked away, and it is secured because you feel so comfortable. You're peering into the prison that you created inside yourself for anger, so that anger would stop hurting people. And at the same time, you know that the prison isn't working. Sometimes anger breaks out. At times when you're not relaxed. At times when you feel triggered. And because you're relaxed right now, anger is secured. I want you to notice what the container or the prison looks like that you put anger in. Spend a moment to be able to understand it, what it looks like, what it is. And then I want you to search for either a window or a slide hole that is there somewhere. There's some way that you can get a glimpse inside, and where you'll be able to talk to that anger from a distance. Take a minute to be able to find that. Perhaps your prison is one in which there's all bars at the front and you can actually see inside. I don't know what it looks like. When this hypnosis is over, then you can tell me. For now, focus on where you are. And now, approach that point where you will be able to communicate and either peer through the window or open the slot or look through the bars, whatever that looks like for you. I want you to look at your anger. I want you to see what it is. What does it look like? I want you to notice any of your other feelings that you have when you look at that anger. And you'll be able to handle those feelings because you're so relaxed. You'll be able to understand how your other feelings are related to anger. Perhaps anger has been protecting you from some of those other feelings, And it would be really important for us to understand which feelings anger is trying to protect you from. Consider for a moment these other feelings and think, do I still need anger's help? Anger saved me from these feelings before because they were too big. Are they still too big for me now? Consider that. Consider how you may have grown, how you may have changed, how you may have become bigger, stronger, wiser. Do you still need anger to protect you from these feelings? Or can wisdom now be your guide? I want to look around you, because possibly there's a representation around you of wisdom. There's this possibility that anger is not the only entity that has been locked away. Look and see if there's another cell, another box where you are. Look and see, because you need wisdom. Trauma does not only injure, there is wisdom that is also developed if we can find it and not lock it away. When you found that other cell, that other place, I want you to approach and look in there. Find out what is there. Look and see. It's time for you to unlock your wisdom. Take the key, because you have it. You've always had it. Put it in the lock. Open the door and let wisdom join you. You cannot face anger alone. But with wisdom as your companion, you'll be able to help soothe anger. Bring wisdom with you back over to where anger has been locked up. I want you to take just a minute for you to speak with wisdom and come up with a little bit of a plan on how to approach anger. Just take that minute to do that. Okay, now that you have a plan together, you can make some really powerful change. I want you to now approach anger and convey the messages that you have been able to develop with wisdom that will be able to soothe that anger. Let it settle down so it knows that it doesn't have to come out and protect you all the time. And I'm going to give you a moment to go ahead and do that. Once again, get in touch with your feelings. Now that you've been able to convey that message to anger, just notice how perhaps your other feelings have shifted. Be curious about that. And know that you don't have to fix everything all at once. Just knowing that you're headed in the right direction and that there's no such thing as perfectly controlling anger. You already tried that. Locking it away doesn't work. Letting it be a part of all your other feelings. And helping it to understand with your wisdom that you have also been able to unlock. Now that you've had this experience, I want you to notice the feeling that you have. And every single time that you notice that you're starting to get angry, you're going to automatically reconnect with your wisdom. And wisdom is going to inform you. Wisdom is going to say, this is the appropriate time to get angry because you need to protect yourself. Or wisdom may say, you don't need anger right now. All you're going to do is hurt someone you care about. And each and every time you choose to come and do this hypnosis, you're going to find that it becomes more and more effective. And now it is time for you to begin to return. And because you feel so amazing, because you feel so good as you come back to the staircase, you feel so good and energized that you want to take those stairs 2 at a time. And so I'll begin to count from 10 to 1, and you'll take those stairs 2 at a time. And as I count from 10 to 1, you will become more and more awake, more and more alert. 10, becoming more and more awake. 9, more and more alert. 8, rising up. 7, becoming more aware of your physical location. 6, noticing sounds around you. 5, noticing your body once again. 4, beginning to move slightly, your fingers, your toes, your hands, your feet. 3, becoming more and more awake. 2, more and more alert. And 1, becoming fully awake and alert, your eyes opening. Thank you for joining us today. We hope that this message has been as meaningful to you as it has been to us. If you're looking for help, you can find us on Facebook at Humanizing Mental Health.